Hello, this is my presentation as a summary of the course, and I've titled it Engaging Globally because that's the essential part of the course that I have taken and that I wish to adopt for myself is how to engage globally, engage with cultures I may not have grown up with that practice uh, things completely outside of anything I'm familiar with, and how to be a better recipient of new ideas and new cultures like that. So my short-term goals for global engagement are to find a program that allows me to explore my study interests, such as religion, culture, and anthropology. And I'm actually planning on going to grad school soon, so I would love to incorporate global learning with my grad school education that I wish to achieve. And with that, I would also like to prioritize language studying and language learning, namely Portuguese, because I do want to study in Brazil, and that is the primary language in Brazil. Uh, in addition to that, I would also like to raise money for global travel because I do not have the funds to do that myself. And yes, I would like to apply for scholarships and internships. It would also be wise to invest in various fundraisers. My long-term goals are to find areas in Brazil that I can study long-term, that either there's a gap in the research that is being done there, or that I am taken on to a program that I would do really well and succeed at. Um, and this would be an area of historical and religious relevance, which is practically everywhere because you can always find that anywhere. But also an area that has a school or company that engages in related research to what I intend to do. I would also love to develop important connections and truthful, honest connections with people in Brazil, because that aligns with my global ethic, which I will discuss in a moment. And I would love to give back to the community in a very thoughtful and long-lasting way. So one of the engagement programs that I am looking at the moment is UF in Rio, which is a language and culture opportunity. It is led by Ms. Alex Lopes, Lopez, sponsored by UF, and offers Portuguese language courses. And as you can see, I provided a snapshot of what the UF in Rio Language and Culture site looks like and what the program offers. And various funding options for this program include the Bradall Scholarship, Calvin Diamond Study Abroad Scholarships, and Study Abroad Travel Grants. And I would be really excited to be a part of this program specifically because, like I mentioned, it incorporates language learning and culture and Brazil in a way that I've not seen any other programs offered by UF offer. Uh, I also want to take a moment to discuss the global event that I engaged in because it is of particular relevance to what I would want to study outside of school. And so the event that I attended was The Land That Sustains Us is the Land of the Ancestors, which was a seminar led by Christina Douglas. She is an archaeologist and a climate scientist, and they study in southwest Madagascar. And they focus on preservation and management of oral history with the intention of combating loss of ancestral land and history due to changes in the climate as well as colonization. And this seminar was quite eye-opening. Namely, what I learned by attending was kind of this observer versus speaker role that is very vital when you, especially if you are of somebody who has caused damage to this area. So as a European American, it was really important for me to take an observer role at this kind of event, and that was really important and humbling to listen to other people speak. Additionally, it taught me the importance of partnership in these kinds of programs and institutions because it can be hard to incorporate local communities in scientific study, in anthropological study, but essentially that is the most important part of that type of study, because the local people are going to be most affected by your research, and they're going to be the most knowledgeable about anything that remains in the area. If you're doing archaeological research, climate research, other types of anthropological research such as ethnographies, um, the local community is really where you're going to get a lot of vital information from. And with that, also interdisciplinary research was a huge focus of the seminar, uh, combining linguistic anthropology with archaeology, by saying oral history is where we're looking um, for evidence of how to combat climate change. And so that was a really intriguing and really insightful aspect of the seminar that I will definitely be taking away from it. So my personal ethic when it comes to global engagement is to make sure that my presence in a foreign nation does not infringe upon the customs and way of life of the people that I interact with there. So saying I did not grow up here, I did not belong here, I'm here now, and I can have a positive impact, but I need to be careful of avoiding a negative impact. That is really the most important part of my ethic to me. And that includes having knowledge of the language, the customs, and any other cultural nuances that would really help me benefit other people and ensure that I am not taking up any more space or utilizing any more resources than is necessary. So ultimately, my reflection in the course and what the course has taught is a sense of cultural self-awareness. I really appreciated the practices that included the identity iceberg, identity reflection, because looking inward is really a great way to explore how you have been encultured, and therefore what parts of your identity are from your culture versus your pure identity, and how are you going to interact with other people because of that. Also, the intercultural competence module that we did, where we looked at the continuum, I really appreciated seeing how a lot of things are really just a progression of other ideas, and it's all a spectrum. Cultural development itself is a spectrum. Um, and also the intercultural communication, that's something that I was not particularly aware of. I understand that people in other countries communicate differently with their body language and physical language, or verbal language, sorry. But how to adjust for these changes and how to spot them, that was something that was really useful in this course to learn. And ultimately, the ethic of being a traveler and the importance of understanding your ethics and understanding how to travel with those ethics, as well as how to adjust yourself in cultures and how to adjust when you go back to your own home culture, were really important aspects of this course. And I think having written out my travel ethic was a really great exercise for me, and I'm sure for other students as well. So these are the sources that I used and the photography sources. And again, I really appreciated this course and everything that I got a chance to look at and explore. And I'm very excited for the future of my personal travel and the travel of others. Thank you.